Yes, hi. Hi, Flola Driblair. Go ahead and kick this out. And I'm going to go ahead and start myself into the first game. Forgot to set the names, but I'll go ahead and just set them in there. And here we go. First game, Hwaiting OZ versus Takk on everybody's favorite, Fighting Spirit. And we got Miss.Click versus Smokeybear. Spawning in the top left position as the yellow Protoss, we have Miss.Click. Everybody's favorite, well, what used to be Terran, but now playing Protoss. And in the bottom left, as our orange Zerg, we have Smokeybear. Go ahead and set these colors up just right. We got a yellow click, meaning a black lettering. And orange. There we go. A little bit of bantering between Miss.Click and Smokeybear at the moment. There we go. Good luck, have fun, good luck, good luck. Miss.Click. Smokeybear, just gonna go ahead and start on the GM. So, Pylon is gonna go ahead and go underneath. Oops. Reduce that size. There we go. So Pylon underneath so far for Miss.Click. As for Smokeybear, going to go ahead and put his supply people off to the side, trying to get it out as soon as possible. Everybody knows who Miss.Click is. She used to play Terran. She did extremely well. She, as in, yes, she is a female Brood War player. As rare as that sounds, they are possible and they are very good still. Smokeybear boasting that 340 APM, all that spam, while Miss.Click being as mechanically professional as she can be. Still no gateway going down. It looks like she's going to go for a 12 next. And yes, it is the timing for a 12 next, so showing us why she is one of the much more mechanically better players. Sending out that timing. Next is going to be just slightly late, but still going to be a 12 next. Refinery going down, barracks. It looked like he threw them down at the exact same time. Well, yeah, it's going to be fairly close. SCV for Smokeybear, scout in the wrong direction, going to go and check the top, while Miss.Click even going to have a slower scout, since it's going to be just a little bit out late. Gateway going down from Miss.Click. Smokeybear already mining gas. So, not much is known about Smokeybear. He was a new addition to Hwaiting OZ. In fact, I just realized that the names are flipped around. It might be good if I actually have them on the right side. Spending most of my time with these technicals. Factory going down, and he's still mining gas, so it looks like Smokeybear is going to try some type of 2-fact pay, 2-port rate, something to get it going. Miss.Click sent out a second probe, so she's going to be able to find Smokeybear actually faster, while Smokeybear still hasn't figured out that it's 12 next. So probe in there, going to do a little bit of harassing on that factory. Just going to go ahead and be a little bit annoyed with that probe. Put it off to the side. Not much micro coming out of Miss.Click. Sending the other probe back home. And it looks like it does get taken down by those Marines. 2 gateways down before the cybernetic core is finished. 2 zealots on their way. It sounded, I heard an SCV die. It probably because got caught up into the line. So only 2 Marines remain. So it is going to be a 2-fact push by Smokeybear. This could be really, really effective if he gets the timing down just right. Let's see. He is making his flight depot at the correct time. Miss.Click has already transferred all of her probes bound to her base. Dragoons are on the way out. Zealot pressure going to be coming up the front. So Miss.Click will know exactly what type of pressure will be happening. So Smokeybear looking to try and pick up this game. Put on the early aggression. Instead of going for that mid-game style play. Adding on that machine shop, so it's going to be the Joyo push. But 2 zealots are up, not really focus firing, losing one of the Marines. Tank is going to come out. Zealots are going to see that it's going to be a 2-fact push. And one Zealot goes down. Marines microing away for Smokeybear. Miss.Click trying to focus down that one Marine, and she doesn't get the other Marine. So 2 Marines for free so far. Smokeybear looking in a fairly strong position. Robo going down for Miss.Click, so it looks like she's going to want to try and either get her observatory out really fast or go straight for that Reaver to help defend. 2 Dragoons coming out right now. Going to go ahead and be up at the front. Probe just still scouting at the front as well. So not a lot of action at the moment, but Smokeybear pulling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 SCVs. Just waiting for that last tank to push, and then going to go ahead and push out. I'm going to have to say Smokeybear is in a bit better of a position, but Miss.Click can come back with some better micro and better macro. Dragoon's still coming out. Let's see how this is going to work out for Miss.Click in terms of defending this push. And here we go. It's coming back. Miss.Click just going to pull her Dragoons back. 2 Dragoons still streaming it. I'm not sure if that's right. SCV is way too far ahead. Units are 1 SCV does go down, and the Marines are, or the Dragoons are going to go ahead and micro their way back. Still not much at home, and I see a shuttle. She's making a shuttle. 3 Dragoons have been snapped. All 4 Dragoons have gone down. I don't see any pressure going or anything that's too much damage for Smokeybear. Fucking fly. Bugging the hell out of me. And Vultures have already laid their mines. Miss.Click looking to be in a lot of trouble. Just going to go ahead and sacrifice this Nexus and try and pull back. Citadel going down, so it looks like she's going to try and go for some type of Bulldog break. Oh, a nice little man that goes over the top of all those Marines. Another 9 drag, getting some more of those tanks. So another mine, and the Dragoon takes the hit. Both the Dragoons get snapped. Still 3 tanks alive. Vulture's going to be streaming it. It doesn't look good for Miss.Click right now. No units out so far, and the shuttle is just sitting there. It looks like Miss.Click is dead. 2 more Dragoons out. He's just going to have to hold the top of the ramp. I'm not sure what she can do. The good thing is Smokeybear is yet to expand, focusing mostly on this push so far. It looks like Vulture Speed has finished as well. Let's see. Something finished. I'm not sure what. But the Nexus has gone down. These SCVs repairing on the tanks. Miss.Click still in a lot of trouble. Not quite dead yet, but if she doesn't do something soon, she will be. All the mines getting pulled out and done. She's focusing down that assimilator. She really should just take a peek up front and see how it is. Command started going down for Smokeybear, so Smokeybear if Miss.Click lets that command center finish without any pressure, it looks like it's going to be GG. Not sure how she's going to be able to break out of this, but anything is possible. A nice little mine hit, taking out all the Vultures and the mines in the area, but only 3 Dragoons so far, nothing inside the shuttle. 4 gateways out, and just constantly pumping units at the moment. Siege has finished. Smokeybear, I don't believe an eBay's finished yet. Armory's going up. +1 has already started. And Smokeybear is just going to go ahead and go back and defend. So Miss.Click has a very, very small window to counterattack and delay that command center while taking a base. Everything getting pulled back. All 4 SCVs getting pulled back. And Miss.Click still trying to go. Throws down that Nexus very fast, but it's not going to do her too much good if she can't stop this. The macro of the Terran can just get out of control. It's still off of 2 factors. No extra factors being made now. eBay about 3/4 done. And a Templar Archive being built. Observer just kind of poking out. So Smokeybear did plenty of damage. Just going to go ahead and pull back and defend his base until he gets a big enough armor to come out again. One other factory coming down. Halfway finished. Nexus is about halfway finished. Shuttle is still out, but just isn't looking good for Miss.Click. letting up that command center, this Smokeybear, he's going to have a huge advantage in terms of economy. Even doing a nice little Sim City right here. Ooh, quick snapping on that Dragoon. Vulture's coming up. It looks like she's just, Smokeybear's just going to try and mine up on the third. And he hasn't mined up yet. He does have mines for it. There he goes. So that'll delay for quite a while. Another observer is going to head towards the third. And the Vultures might be able to come in. The Vultures do go in. One does die, but 3 are in. Oh, wow. Good reaction by Miss.Click. Taking out one of the Vultures, but still Vultures in remain. 2 of them remain. One Vulture, one probe is going to go in. Trying to microwave the probes, and Zealots are coming in. That's going to be able to trap it. So the Vultures have done, I think, a decent amount of damage. I think that was about 6 or 7 probes going, but Miss.Click, oh, there you go. Now she's starting to pull everything back. No probes in her natural. 4 DTs. Wow. 4 DTs. There are turrets all over the base so far in very important locations, so I'm not sure how much damage these DTs are going to do, but we'll see what happens. She is going to notice that the 4th command center, it is up, and she's just going to go ahead and delay that for right now. Did all the DTs go out? No, one DT is still sitting inside there. Going to go ahead and deny that command center, and it does get canceled. Whoa! All those DTs go down pretty quick. I hear hitting. Oh, he's just hitting at the armory. But the armory is in within range of the turret, and just looking more and more dire for Miss.Click right now. Plenty of tanks at home. Up to 4 factories. I mean, I'm fairly sure that, well, let's see, supplies 53 to 75. So yeah, the Terran, if he really wanted to, can just 1A. Smokeybear can just walk right through. So I guess a few things somewhat to note. Even though Miss.Click is fairly behind, she's still keeping up mechanically with that observer over the front of the ramp to see when he's going to push out, a pylon on the 3rd possibility, even a DT that's going to deny a 3rd if it happens. The only issue is that her macro is just oh so suffering. And the gateway placement could be better, but it was a bit of a 2-fact push that kind of delayed her. And I just heard something die. It sounded like the DT was over here. And look at this, Smokeybear unsieging. It looks like he's going to try and go out for the kill. 3rd base has gone down for Miss.Click, almost finished. Plenty of cannons over here to try and defend, but I believe there's a small little area that can probably... Vulture should be able to sneak through if they really wanted to. 84 supply for Smokeybear, while Miss.Click sitting on 68, and not much of it in her army. It looks like most of it would be in her probes. There are 2 High Templar out, so that might make the difference if he gets the money storms on top of those tanks. But the vision of Miss.Click, she sees everything that's going on, knows exactly when it's going to be pushing out. Gonna go ahead and take out that pylon so far. And Miss.Click, I see a shuttle. There's nothing in it. Maybe try and scare so many units just sitting at this 3rd. Possible 3rd. But it looks like... Nope, that's just an engineering bay. Yeah, the command center is going to go ahead and come this way. So Smokeybear keeping up with the Terran tradition, pushing out in the expanding in the direction you plan on pushing out. Speed is finished. +1 is finished. An Archon is being morphed right now. But I'm not sure about this so far. 4 Zealots are going to kind of come in and picking off 2 of the tanks. Still plenty of tanks coming back. I don't think Miss.Click should be engaging into this. Now she's just throwing units away. Finally, she backs off after 1 good hit over the top of those Dragoons. Only 5 Dragoons left. 3 High Templar, 1 Zealot, and a cannon. Oh, 4 High Templar, and she's got to morph them into Archons. I do not believe this is very good for Miss.Click. It doesn't look like it's very beneficial to morph Archons. Storms would be so much more better. And the slow movement by Smokeybear, just constantly pushing another Dragoon has gone down at 77 supply for Miss.Click, 95 for Smokeybear. I'm not sure. I believe you should have much better macro. He is sitting on 7 factories. And, yeah, Miss.Click's ground army is just looking really, really short. And here we go. Here comes the push. Coming in yet again. Zealot's trying to get into the line, but Vultures are already there to clean it up. Plenty of tanks out there to take it out. Dragoons falling left and right. Smokeybear, all he's got to do is just siege up on that natural and hit that third, and that looks like game. Not sure what Miss.Click can do. She does have 6 gateways in production, but against 7 factories, if Smokeybear keeps up... Oh, 8 factories now. No, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, with 7 factories, it should still be quite difficult. If Smokeybear messes up on his macro, it's possible for her to come back, but it's looking much, much more less likely. +1 armor and attack for the mech army has finished. The tanks in range of that cannon does go down immediately. 2 DTs out, but he does have scan, and there is plenty of energy for it. Taking down pylons here and there. And had the shuttle highlighted, a few DTs, so might try to DT bomb on top of the tanks. And here you go with the shuttle, pushing everything out at once. She really should drop that DTs faster. DTs over the top of the tanks. Will this be enough? I'm not really sure. It looks like it is enough. Miss.Click is going to be able to break this push. All the tanks do go down. Smokeybear forced to pull back, and Miss.Click is back into this game after denying that push. It's a long road still, but very much possible. The DT drop geniusly placed. Well done by Miss.Click. Went ahead and loaded up that shuttle yet again. I believe these DTs would be able to go ahead and take out this third all by themselves if they focus down the tanks. Smokeybear's macro has been suffering. He has so much mineral at the moment, not expanding everywhere. DT is still checking out all over the place. Shuttle over the top of the front of the base. Miss.Click slowly clawing her way back into this game. Arbiter Tribunal has just now finished. It looks like the economy in Miss.Click has been kicked in. She needs a few more gateways. But any unit is good unit. Yeah, Smokeybear just kind of lacking on his upgrades. It looks like the science facility has been finished. No vessels out that I see. +1 or +2 armor. Nope, both +2s are getting finished fairly soon. A 3 base Terran still extremely scary. Miss.Click or Smokeybear still keeping up on mining out the map. Let's see, is he going to notice the probe? Yes, he is. He's going to go pick off that probe. Miss.Click not going to be able to get a 4th anytime soon. Little bit of a vulture harassment. He is going to be able to get in there, but I believe the cannons are going to be able to take him out before they do too much damage. Maybe 2 probes taken out. Good trade for Miss.Click. Bad trade for Smokeybear. So this game, it's looking to be who can actually micro the most at the moment. I mean, Smokeybear's beating her in economy at the moment because he's on 3 base. A 3 base turn versus a 3 base toss. Never really that good because you're going to throw more units away as tossed compared to Terran. 130 to 132, so she's caught up in the supply. She even has High Templar out there, and they're ready for storms, assuming she has storms. Oh, the gateways are just everywhere at Double Forge. So Miss.Click still looking in a bad position, but not as bad as before after that push. Keeping her really, really low on that money. She does need a few more pylons, and looks like she just threw a bunch of them everywhere. Stargate. Is there another Stargate around here? Yes. I don't see an Arbiter out there yet. Not sure if she's made her Arbiter. Zealot's going to go and push out a 2-2 finish for Miss.Click. Just soaking up the damage with the mines, clearing out the mines the man way. Miss.Click playing that man toss. And here we go, a huge army by Smokeybear. Looks like he's gearing up to move out pretty soon. Still that observer over the top of the army. I'm not sure if Smokeybear is aware of the observer. He hasn't tried to scan for... Well, now he should be, because the vessel is out. Here we go with Miss.Click. Miss.Click, a nice storm over the top of those tanks. Easily taking out a few of the tanks. Another nice little storm over the top. But the tank line is extremely deep, and she smartly pulls back, just picking off a few tanks for a few Dragoons. Not the best trade, but it's a trade nonetheless. Anytime you trade with those. And it looks like he's... Smokeybear, I'm not sure what he's doing. He's just moving him, losing a few vultures and a Goliath. Yep, there goes the rest of those vultures. Still more vultures out there. Picking off all the Head Templar. I guess that's a fairly good trade for those vultures. Vultures are just going to go ahead and back off. Smokeybear still looking in a commanding lead. I'm not sure if he's started his other upgrades yet. Yep, just +3 for now. +3 attack. Still a lot of minerals and not much gas, but mostly minerals. I really feel he should have been trying to expand. Well, I guess he is trying to expand. The DT has been denying it. And there it goes. Let's see. Vultures heading up towards the 3rd or the 4th. And he's just gonna go and pick up that probe. Fairly back and forth game so far by Miss.Click and Smokeybear. 127 supply for the Smokeybear, while Miss.Click is sitting at 124. Still fairly even all the way through. I'm not sure if... Oh, yeah, you did have an observer. But doesn't matter. He decided to mind jog with the Zealot and take out that those vultures. Alright, here goes Smokeybear. Here, just cruising along down the left side of the map. I'm pretty sure Miss.Click knows it's going on, but she doesn't have her full army out just yet. More High Templar out there. Slow push again by Smokeybear. And pulling a few Dragoons. Miss.Click's going to use 4 Dragoons on that. 4 free Dragoons. Not looking good. But again, she does have those 4 DTs over the top, but there is a science vessel this time. And a few units coming around the left side of the map. There are a few mines that are covering, but I'm not sure if she's noticing that. Nice little tank line right across the bottom part of the map. Still not much action at the moment. And it looks like with a small army, she's going to try and take out this, deny this 4th base. Very beneficial for her. Oh, more mines. One of them go down. Whew. Hi, Zero. Thank you for joining the cast today. Finally, an Arbiter is out for her. And I guess Relentless was in the game, and you had to go somewhere. Alright. So, Miss.Click with the slight army disadvantage. What's going on here? A nice little attack in the front, picking off a few tanks, or picking off a tank so far. Dragoons is kind of dying off, so it looked like 1 tank for 3 Dragoons and an Archon. Doesn't look too beneficial, but here comes the big one. A huge stasis on top of all of those vultures, but those stasis really need to be on top of the tanks. But DT's getting dropped over the top, tanks splashing into each other. Miss.Click might be able to take the engagement. Well, actually, no, she doesn't have any army. So, not looking good for Miss.Click still, but nonetheless being able to delay that push just a little bit longer. Shuttle going to go ahead and start getting beat down by that Goliath. She needs to pull it back, but instead goes ahead and loses it. Arbiter's still over the top. And more Dragoons. And there we go. So, Smokeybear still in the same position. Miss.Click. 105 supply, still not looking too good. Her macro has been really extremely consistent, but her economy has been fairly atrocious. And here we go, Smokeybear gonna go ahead and move in again. He might be able to just 1A, 2A, 3A into this victory with these tanks. Instead, he goes ahead and sieges, and is there another one? And EMP did go off on the Arbiter. It looked like he was going to try and stasis, but the stasis did not go off. Plenty of storms going over the top of those tanks. But there are no units left for Miss.Click. These TIE Templar aren't buffering enough. It looks like Smokeybear is going to be able to take this game. Barely any money. Plenty of Zealots sitting on this left side part of the gateways, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Another stasis over 2 of the tanks, but Smokeybear has an opportunity to go ahead and push in. 4th base also finished for... Oh no, I guess not. It's just starting now that he's been able to defend it. And here we go. The Zealots are going to come on through and Mind Drag into the tanks, but it was much less beneficial for those Zealots. Miss.Click streaming out more units. Tanks are still in the back. Just Dragoons dying left and right. I don't see Smokeybear reinforcing very fast. He's been mined out of his mineral, or his natural and his main. All that's left is his left side base, but he still has plenty of money in the bank, killing off the rest of those units. A 152 supply to the 71 supply of Miss.Click. It looks like Miss.Click is dead once again, and GG. Smokeybear taking the first game for Hwaiting OZ.